Hello. See, Basil is in the house. So glad you're here for this late night chit chat. Late night chit chat. Say hello if you are here. Basil says can't only be me. Is he wrong? Is it just Basil in the house? Brett, good evening. Good evening. Hannah. Okay, we got some late night folks. LC, hello, Michelle. All right, good evening from Hawaii, the Lord Schaefer Dora. All right, so now I'm running into the people who late night folks, Dusty, Susie. What's the surprise? Well, it's not really a surprise, except I wanted to do a live stream earlier, and it was just one of those days where I didn't get to it, and so I was like, let's see who's up. DJ, ECA Falcons, John, Jocelyn, Christy, Dixie, Marlene, Mustafa. Okay. Oh, so positive. Gerald, Rowan. Some of y'all skipped through. Freedom. Yes, indeed. So and Diane is here. I am actually on both channels because I just kind of felt like the conversation would work with both channels. Let me make sure I don't have this virtual background set. Okay, good. All right. Yeah, so I'm over on Adrienne Ross Squared as well. I've never streamed to both of these channels simultaneously, but some things just overlap. So I thought it would be kind of cool to do both. Bob just woke up. Diggity dog. Oh, yeah. Basil says, there come all the people. Yeah. It said one for a long time. Kelsey, the bailout queen. Blessings to you, Lindy. Hey, Lindy. Shaylin. All right. Don Johnson. Oh, Australia. Oh, perfect. So I got some late night people. It's good to know because I'm always up really late. I just put a video up on the main channel. So if you are watching on the main channel, would you put a 1? If you're watching on Adrienne Ross Square, would you put a 2? Kev is here. Kelly's here. Excellent. Lord Schaefer says, don't comment much, but watch. Like a lot of your videos, love your basketball content. Thank you so much for that. Uh-oh, Freedom, you got some news? I'm turning into Rudy. I'm always up late at night. I just usually don't do live streams, but I just said, why not? Why not? Geraldine, Lindy, again. Okay, so everybody on 1, Natasha 1. Okay. All right, everybody's on the main channel. So what did Freedom say? Freedom's got something funny to say. I thought this was the TikTok impersonator. Oh, don't even get me started. Oh, you're going to the game tomorrow. Very good, Freedom. I'm glad. Kelly Marie is on too. Well, good, Kelly. Thank you for representing on that second channel. Adrienne Ross Squared. Guys, check out Adrienne Ross Square, M. Perk, Pope, everybody I missed. Yeah, Dallas was losing last time I checked. You bought the tickets 2 hours ago. Freedom, did you have to pay an arm and a leg? Mike Hall is on 1. What's up, Mike? What's up, Shriek the Outlaw? I decided to go live on both channels because we just got to talk about it. Okay, M. Perk is on the second channel. I'm giving an extra clap to the second channel, folks. All right, show them some love on the second channel. Oh, yeah, hello. Oh, yeah, 93.77. It was close around halftime. Freedom 116 for the lower bowl C behind the backboard. Not bad. 116 is not bad. Sherry's here. You guys are late night. We got 124 in the chat. I don't know if that 124 is the main channel or the second channel or a total of both channels. I've never done both channels before. Christy, I'm sick. I missed the live last night. What a game. That's why I had to talk about it. And I didn't get to it earlier today. I had some plans for earlier today to go out and visit some folks who are in the hospital or recovering. And I wanted to get out and do that and then come back and do some recording. But then we had some more tornado warning stuff. So I decided not to go anywhere. It was thundering. It was lightning. I decided not to go anywhere, but there were other things that just popped up. So nosebleed seats are around $13. Wow. But you got good seats, it sounds like. So again, one, if you're on the Kelly Marie, you back to channel 1. She just wanted to show me some love on channel 2. If you're on 2, hit 2. If you're on 1, hit 1. 9379 Dallas. Yeah, I told you guys I feel bad. Wait, Paige is still out, right? Is Paige Becker still out? Kelly can't wait for the game tomorrow. Hannah is thundering here right now. Yeah, it was thundering. It was lightning. Yeah, tornado warnings, but it was nothing other than the wind and stuff. At least here, we ended up getting out. We were like in a tornado watch until like 8 o'clock, but we were pretty good earlier than that. So Paige is still out with the concussion protocol. Okay, this is good to know. See, if I don't do a live stream this time of night, I never know that people are up. Kat, you are up too. I just thought about you. Yeah, she is still out. So if you are on the first channel, then great. Oh, Kelly, you are on 2, trying to grow this channel for you. Appreciate that. I'm going to put that link here in case people have not checked out the second channel. I will, at least for those of you who are going, what second channel? Of course, it might not be your thing. So beware, for real, right? So youtube.com, Adrienne Squares, that's the second channel. So if you are over there, I don't know if you see all the comments over there or not. You were watching the girls play. Oh, good. So this is the second channel and I'm doing both simultaneously. I love hearing OKC fans crying. I need a purple crown. This is what I wanted to talk about today. I really did, because the second channel is it's from A to Z. It's called Square. I said it's squaring off from A to Z. So we could be talking about everything. We could be talking about education. We could be talking about a word of the day. We could be talking about faith. We could be talking about politics, which can be a little tricky for some people because I am a conservative and some people don't like it. So there's that too. You could always skip what you don't want to see, but it is squaring off from A to Z. So for that question, for those of you who don't know, for those of you who don't know, my main channel, which is the Adrienne Ross Show, where I talk about sports, it used to be talking about everything. But then when so many people were dialed into the sports, I rebranded this a few months ago, and then I made it Sports and Culture Connect. And so the second channel is now where I can talk about everything. But I've been so focused on the main channel, I haven't put a whole lot into that, but I'm picking that up. And some things overlap. So that's why we are doing this on both channels. And I appreciate Kelly Marie helping me grow that channel. Hope you do another with Chocolate. Let him cook. Let him cook now. He speaks very highly of you. Need another one. Yeah, I'm definitely willing to do that. And Kent, thank you so much for that. $20. I so appreciate it. But yeah, definitely willing to do that. And the next time, Kent, I want to have this talk with Chocolati when it's not right after a loss, because that was a tough loss. And it kind of like, it was a little bit different than I would have been if it were at a different time. Okay. Kelsey said, where's that? Kelsey said, it's official. No more big 3. Lexi made it in the big 4. Lexi is doing Lexi work. Now, for those of you who are on the second channel right now, conservative here too, Kelly Marie. Yes, indeed. But for those of you who are on the second channel and you're not usually into the sports, that's okay. You can hang out, because we're not just going to talk about sports. False. UTV is here. If I didn't mention you, if you slipped in and I didn't get a chance to say hello, I do say hello, JSB, all of you, Clara, Fever Nation, winning team now, Angela. Yes. So if I missed you, I still appreciate you being here, especially at this time. Donna, both channels are informative. Thank you so much. All right. So here's the deal. I have not watched the NBA, a full game of the NBA. Moderate, love everybody, Dixie said. All right. Yes. I've not watched a full game of the NBA in a long time. I mean, and I used to be somebody who was all NBA, right? It's been a long time. I've enjoyed hearing about these Pacers, these Indiana Pacers, how they keep coming back, how they shouldn't be where they are right now, how they didn't start off well at the beginning of the season. But I see them, Halliburton and company will show up at the Indiana Fever game. Seems to be a great relationship between the two teams. Okay. All right, UTV. Thank you, Tracy. Freedom says the Pacers will win it all. So this is my thing. I haven't been watching them, just been hearing about them. I said, you know what? I'm going to go live for this Pacers game. I'm going to see what's up because I'm going to root for Indiana. That's the closest team to me, right? Anyway, I mean, I'm here in the Midwest, originally from, of course, New York, but here I am in the Midwest. So I tune into the game. And you guys know we're doing the live stream together. Some of you were there in the live stream last night. And it got to the point where it was looking so bad. I said, okay, is it time to do some trivia? We started doing trivia. Name some players from this team from back in the day. It wasn't looking good. Okay, UTV. It wasn't looking good. I mean, this team, the turnovers were absolutely ridiculous. It looks so bad. Every time we turned around, we were like, another turnover. And it wasn't just being sloppy. It was that OKC was so completely dominant. Their defense was so dominant. And like Kelly Marie said, SGA is so smooth. So smooth. I didn't know he went to Iowa. Wow. Okay. It was so sloppy. So if anybody, and people started checking out, like there were people who were saying, I'm out of here. Beautiful Afro woman is here. Your Celtics. Woo. Yes, we're going for the Pacers. So I said, let's root for the Pacers. But people started leaving because people didn't want to see all those turnovers. People didn't want to see the team looking like they were looking, and they were looking bad. It's like when people are in an arena and then all of a sudden they get up around fourth quarter and they start packing up their bags and they're like, we might as well hit the parking lot and get out of here before the mad dash. Let's do it. And they get out of there. And then later on, they find out that the team made a comeback. Correct me if I'm wrong. But the only time, Iowa State. Okay. Good correction. Thank you. The only time the Pacers led in this game was at the very end when Halliburton hit the shot. Am I right? I think I'm right. Wait a minute. Dejanay did something else? Oh my goodness gracious. You never leave when the Pacers are playing. They do this. And Basil called it last night. Basil said, come back. It's the comeback team. And I'm so glad I stayed in there because the way that thing ended, you are losing the entire game. And I'm not talking about a close game where the turnovers are even close. I'm talking about you were dominated. Point three was the only time the lead was there. And you guys in the live, you heard me like 3 possessions at the end when we were down to like a minute. I'm saying, timeout, coach. Coach Carlisle, call timeout. Nope. Didn't call timeout. Didn't call timeout. And then at that very end, I'm saying, certainly it was like 6 seconds. I'm thinking, certainly they're going to call a timeout. But I know sometimes you don't want to because it only gives the defense a chance to set up. Nope. Halliburton said he trusts us to do the right thing. And he hit a shot of shots. A shot of shots. And I got to say, I wanted to do this live stream, not so much to just talk about basketball, which is why I have it on both channels, but it's the perseverance that jumped out at me. How is it that you look that bad, that long? Nobody's expecting you to win. People are saying you're not going to beat OKC on their home court. You go in there and you prove what we say over and over again, and that is it's not over until it's over. And that is that it's not how many you make, but when you make them. And what is it for those of you who've been watching this team? I have not in years. Those of you who've been watching this team, please tell me, how do the Pacers continue? Does the Pacers continue to do this over and over again? Tracy Scott, thank you so much. I appreciate that and hanging out this late at night. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Tracy. And Dixie, Shaq Cry. I was saying, why does he look so, what does he got to do with OKC? He never played for OKC. Why he look so miserable with the comeback? How do they keep coming back? Somebody. Several times this year. It was last seconds they went. And I knew that. I hadn't watched it, but I knew that. Carrington, Yank, Barker now. Oh, my goodness. They're going to have to. She's something else. Tyrese is trying to prove his haters wrong. Stephen A. Smith. I mean, lost the bet. I didn't mean to click that one, but lost the bet. All I know is this. I just feel like, first of all, you guys know, if you know me, you know I'm always saying that sports are a microcosm of society. And when I watch sports, some people go, oh, it's just sports. Oh, it doesn't matter. But for me, it's a microcosm of society. Sports speak. And here's a team that people would have counted out, and they never gave up. And they had the comeback of all comebacks. That's the only time they led in the entire game, and they find a way to win. Lindy said they believe in themselves and don't ever give up. Never, ever give up. And it's one possession at a time. There's no such thing as a 10-point shot. They just don't give up. So what does that say to me? First of all, if I still stay with basketball, what does that say to me about the Indiana Fever? This team last year, in the beginning of the year, what's up, Tyrone? Oh, nothing happened to Mustard. Apparently not. Don't stop. I keep trying to click it and then it moves so fast. Don't stop the fight until the end. This is what tells me about the Indiana Fever. Last year, they started out, was it 1-8? It was looking real bad. It was looking so bad. So bad. And I'm not talking about all the other bad stuff that goes on, like when we start talking about like a Dejanay or Victoria Vivians and all the physicality and all the stuff. Just the basketball is terribly terrible. And this team said, we got to go. That goal is to make it to the playoffs, where we have not been in how many years? Since 2016, I think it was. We want to make it to the playoffs. So we've got to be able to persevere and not quit. And they did that. 20-20. They got the job done. They came back from the Olympic break, actually started clicking before the Olympic break, came back at the Olympic break, and was absolutely just kicking serious tail. Coming to this season, we were like, ooh, okay, they won every preseason game. Sounds good. Then you got, Caitlin Clark can't play first game of the preseason. Sophie Cunningham is hurt. Sydney Colson is hurt. All the veterans that we thought were going to dominate everybody. People were talking about going undefeated. And they went on a 3-game losing streak, and Caitlin is still not back, and we have no idea what's going to happen. But the same thing that works for the Pacers is going to have to work for the Fever, and that is perseverance. Never, ever give up. The same thing for you and me outside of basketball. Never, ever give up. I don't care what it looks like. There are people who already said first game, second game, whatever. Oh, the Fever, they'll never make it. They'll never win a championship. And I don't know if this is the year to win a championship or not, but I know what? You play like you want to win. You keep pushing past the adversity. You make adjustments and you keep pushing. Pacers make the game exciting. Nail biter. I can't help but feel that there's a message in all of this for every one of us. Yes, it's basketball, but I can't help but feel like there's a message for every one of us. This constant comeback, this never quit, this never give up, whatever it is you're going through. Like, for real. Oh, wait, something happened with Stephanie White? What did I miss? I've been out of pocket. Even if Pacers are down by 20 with 3 minutes left. So you're saying there's a chance. Yeah, you can get 20. You can get 20 points in 3 minutes. Basketball, 3 minutes is a long time, especially when you can knock down shots, especially if you can defend. For the longest time, they started getting threes in a row. Not that I want all threes in the game, but they started scoring. And then they were just exchanging buckets because they couldn't get stops on the other end or they turned the ball over. But at some point, OKC started missing some. They got huge rebounds and everything turned around. So wait, what about Stephanie White? What am I missing? And they're not selfish with the ball. Share the ball. All right, I'm trying to see. She didn't travel with the team? Oh, wow. She missed practice with the team and didn't go with the team. I noticed that they talked to Kelly, the I forgot his first name. Austin? Is it Austin Kelly? Good evening, Arctic Thunder. Personal reasons. Wow. They said she wasn't with the team for personal reasons, probably something to do with family. Okay. I'm so out of the loop. Do they expect her to what is that? Ari travel? Yes, I saw Ari. Why are they taking a bus? Was it the bus? Maybe it's the bus from the plane. So he's supposed to be stepping in tomorrow. Oh my goodness. I hope everything is okay. I had no idea. I saw the team get out of the bus and I saw them asking who they like to travel with and stuff like that. But he's going to be the head coach tomorrow. Oh, wow. One of her kids may be sick. Oh, goodness. Okay, so I didn't know this. I didn't know this at all, but this is the thing. This is what I'm talking about. This is the perseverance that I'm talking about. It's been one thing after another with this team, and now it's Stephanie White as well. Oh, taking a bus because it's only 3 hours. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. When she got the job, she was in a family moment. Yeah. That was what we had heard, but then we didn't hear no more. So then we started wondering if that was just like get out of my contract kind of situation. But wow. So I did not hear about Dejanay this time, but we were still talking about her from the last time. Except people are telling me now in the comments. They're gonna have to do something. So did she purposely grab her hair? Christy Sides is available. Arctic, don't get yourself in trouble in here. Don't do it. Man, you just kind of feel like their backs against the wall. So was it like a fight, or was she like pretending that, well, I shouldn't say pretending, but was it like her hand got, you know, I got to pull up the video. All right, I got to check it out. It was incidental. Okay, she's leading in flagrants. She said that she got some of her flagrants rescinded. They're just trolling us about Stephanie Way. I know. So, for those of you who know me, you know that my favorite novel of all times is To Kill a Mockingbird. Love that. I do book clubs with that. Kat, if you're still with us, Kat's been in book clubs. The best novel ever written. And there's a line in the book, and I put it on the thumbnail. There's a line in the book in which Atticus, wait a minute, let me see who I got here. Would you put a 1 in the chat if you have read, I didn't say watch the movie, if you have read To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. 3-hour bus ride, okay. If you have read To Kill a Mockingbird, Gregory Peck as Finch, yes, in the movie, of course, the Academy Award winning. Okay, pulled her hair, jerked her. Woo. Okay, all right, we got some literature, folks. Middle school, okay, you got, all right. Kat can say 1 right now. If you have never read the book, if you've never ever read the book, you got to read To Kill a Mockingbird. 30 years ago. It is the best book of all time, novel of all time. And there's nobody, not one person who's ever read the book with me who would disagree. So I don't know who y'all had in school, but there are grown kids I taught, grown, married with their kids, and they will still say reading that book in your class was an experience of a lifetime. And I'll never forget it. And if you've ever watched the movie, as much as that was an Academy Award winner, it doesn't do justice to the book. It's so incredibly, incredibly powerful. Robert Duvall, Boo Radley. So in this book, Atticus Finch, who is such a hero, right? Such a hero that there are people who name bands after Atticus Finch. I always said I would have, if I had a son, I would name him Atticus Finch. Tina said, avid reader, never read it until you raved about it, and it was great. Yeah, I love it. We used to joke when they changed the curriculum and took it out of 7th grade. The joke was that I had to go through therapy, that I didn't get to do it anymore until I got to do it. I was able to do it again. But Atticus Finch, of course, is the hero of the novel, right? He is the lawyer. He is defending a black man. You're talking about a book that's set during the Great Depression, written in the 60s, published in 1960. It's in so many different languages. It was an instant bestseller. Instant bestseller. Harper Lee. And Atticus is this hero. He decides he's going to defend a black man who is being accused of raping a white woman. Not going to tell you the whole story, but I do know that because he is defending this black man who is accused of raping a white woman, a lot of people there in the South are calling him, UN lover and stuff like that. And he's got these young kids. And these young kids are taking the heat because their friends in school are saying the same thing they hear their parents saying. Your father is an N lover and all this stuff. And Scout has said to her father one time, she said, Atticus, she said, why? She said, you must be wrong. And he said, why do you say that? And she said, well, most people believe they're right and you're wrong. She's 6 years old. Most people believe they're right and you're wrong. And he said, that's true. and they're entitled to full respect for their opinions. But before I can live with other folks, I've got to live with myself. The one thing that doesn't abide by majority rule is a person's conscience. And at some point, Scout says, Atticus, are you going to win? Like, are you going to win this case? And he said, no, baby. And she said, then why? Like, then why are you doing it? You know? And he said, just because we were licked 100 years before we started is no reason for us not to try to win. He said he wasn't going to win. She said, why bother? And he said, just because we were licked 100 years before we started is no reason for us not to try. Then later on in the novel, his son learned the hard way about a woman who was mean as she could possibly be. But Atticus made him go help her. And he said, I wanted you to see something about her. I wanted you to see what real courage is. It's when you know you're licked before you begin, but you begin anyway, and you see it through no matter what. Sometimes you win, right? Sometimes you win. It's when he's talking about courage. And I'm making that leap about perseverance. When I look at the Pacers, whom I haven't watched in years, and I looked at just one game last night, just one game, and I saw a team that if I was in the chat, when I was in the chat last night, if I had asked anybody, will the Pacers win this game? The answer would have been no. Somebody even said they're going to start to clear out they're going to give up this fourth quarter. They're going to just say, you know what? Let's just save it for next game. Let's be done with it. Let's save it for next game. So that kind of reminds me of when she says, like, then why bother? Like, you're not going to win this. Why don't you just pack it up, pack it in? And he said, no, just because you were licked doesn't mean you don't try. And he said to his son, it's when you know you're licked before you begin, but you begin anyway, and you see it through no matter what. You rarely win, but sometimes you do. And that's what we saw last night. And that's one of the reasons why I think sports are so much more than just trying to play a game, trying to put a basketball in a hoop, trying to hit a ball over a fence, trying to hit a ball with a racket over a net. There's so many lessons that every single one of us can learn. People said this team cannot be OKC. I don't know what's going to happen in the next game, but I know they never quit and they hit big, big, big shots. It's like, wow. Mike says, hit the like, friends. And if you're over on the second channel, please hit the like over there. JSB is talking great literature, Great Gatsby, Catcher in the Rye. Yes, indeed. Where do you mail things to the Adrienne Ross Show? You can click if you're on the Adrienne Ross Show channel, the main channel, you can click the email, click to the description of the video and see the email. You can reach out that way. But I didn't say that. I was undecided. Oh, I'm in the middle of a conversation. Hopefully the Pacers win. Way better than watching Browns game. I can't even say the whole game was thrilling. It was painful. It was painful to watch all the turnovers. It was painful. Not if you were rooting for OKC, but if you were rooting for Indiana, it was painful. But when somebody sent me a message, you guys in the main channel here, April Gaines, not the other April. April G. Yep. Adrienne is more to me than basketball, Basil. I'm sorry you didn't know that. That's how I have managed to engage students who still talk about me 20 years later. but you got to like turn your brain up to keep up, right? Okay. My 7th graders could do it. So, I done forgot what I was saying. Thank you, Basil. The main channel. I was saying something about the main channel. I forgot what it was. But in any case, yeah, I always see, I'm not surface. I always see more. I can find a message in everything because everything speaks. And so if you just watch sports because the ball goes in the basket, then that's one thing. I'm just a bit deeper than that. And I believe that these things bring lessons. I get lessons when I watch Caitlin Clark, for example, and what she brought to us. You didn't do anything. Oh, April, thank you. Basil, he took me off. Yeah, she sent me a message yesterday, and she was saying she wasn't during the live stream. She wasn't at the live stream. April Gaines. I think she watched the game. And then she said, I went to the live stream and I fast forwarded to the end because I just wanted to see your reaction. And those of you who are in the chat, you saw my reaction. My hands went up and I'm screaming. I'm like, there's no way this team just won this game. There's absolutely no way he hit that shot, but hit it, he did. Why? Because he chose not to give up. David Hale says, you go, girl. Love your show. Thank you. But I'm looking at this and I'm saying, what? How were you getting jacked up all game and you are able to sink that shot? I'm telling you, big time players want to take big time shots. Big time players say, miss on me. If I miss, I miss, but I'm going to go for it. And he went for it. But now just twist it and think about OKC. Love my reaction. Tracy said, it was just like, I was just like, oh my goodness. Think about OKC though. Imagine the contrast between how they feel and how the Pacers felt walking out of there. You are dominating this whole game. You're dominating and you walk out of your own court with a loss because there was another team who said, you're going to have to play us 48 minutes, not 47 minutes, not 48 minutes minus 0.3, but 48 minutes. Freedom said, demoralized. When you blow a 15-point lead in the fourth quarter and lose the game in the final second at home, this is demoralizing. Notice what he said. Look at all the pieces to that. 15-point lead, fourth quarter, final second at home. You're not supposed to lose a game like that at home. Kelly said, Adrienne's face at the end of the game. For real. So exciting. And it made me so glad that I hung in there, that I didn't quit, that they didn't quit, that they persevered. Now, Freedom has predicted that the Pacers will win this series. I heard people say that the Pacers could not go into the Thunder's territory and win, and that they would, it's been a valiant effort. It's been a great postseason, but there's no way they're going to win. What do you guys think? Are they going to come out on top? How do you not believe that they've got a shot after everything we've seen from them in this end of the season? How do you not believe? Tina said, I was going to leave that game because I was getting bored, not used to the NBA, but I hung in and couldn't believe what I saw. Destiny. Tyler, I didn't say the word, but I gotta feel that way. I have to feel that way. Sometimes it's bigger than you realize. Sometimes it's bigger than you realize. Because I believe God speaks through sports. Some people say God doesn't care about sports. Sometimes, I'm not saying this is it. Sometimes he speaks. And I believe that Caitlin Clark, now that we shift over to the WNBA, I didn't see it, David, but everybody's telling me about it. I'm going to go back and see. When I think about Caitlin Clark, I think about somebody who has worked hard, who has incredible God-given talent, but has worked hard to steward those talents well. And everybody, not everybody, but so many people have counted her out, whether it was Gino Auriemma, who said, oh, she can't do it. She's too slow or too slim or doesn't have the right team and doesn't have the right coach. And it's an insult to say that she's going to do anything. Angela says she has God's favor. I do believe that it's for such a time as this. Because, and I was supposed to write a book about this in the off season, and I never did, and I may, but I haven't done it yet. But when she came on the scene, sure, she brings great basketball. But for me, one of the things I see that it pointed out a lot of issues that people have. Some things were good. It brought a community together. Would we be here in this community talking if it had not been for the CC effect? I don't think so. So there are relationships that have been forged. Would not be the case. So there's that. The WNBA has been lifted up. Okay. What are they going to do with it? And that's the point that I'm thinking about. Because I feel like she revealed some good in people, but I also believe that her coming on the scene highlighted some bad. It became a race war. It became less about enjoying a sport and cheering people on or booing people, whichever you feel like doing. And it became about, okay, we like this one because this one's black, but we don't like this one because this one's white. And I bet you that people found out that there was something inside of them that they didn't realize until she came on the scene. So appreciate you, Adrienne. I haven't found a lot of WNBA fans here in my part of Idaho. Lots of hunters, fishermen, and cowboys. I asked an old timer last Friday if he even knew. Oh, goodness. He didn't even know what basketball was. I'm glad you're here. But what was I going to say? So a lot of people learned about themselves, I think, during this whole process. Like, what's really in you? So, for example, I did a video a long time ago, right before the WNBA season started. And I said, it was about what if Caitlin Clark were black? Some people looked at the title and they assumed that I didn't like Caitlin Clark because she was white. That's the problem. You never answer, like the Bible says, only a fool answers a matter before he hears it. So they just made assumptions. And somebody came to me, somebody close to me, and said, I watched your video. And I said, yeah. And she said, yeah. And it really made me think. She said, I had to ask myself, am I prejudiced? This was a black person, but she had never thought about it. But this is, I think, why this is so pivotal for such a time as this. You have some God-given talents and you steward those talents. Some people have God-given talents that they never steward. They never work on. Because you do have to work on what God gives you and you have to steward it well. I was told by many people that I was a natural athlete. I could almost play anything. Now I was extra good at basketball, but how old was I when I picked up a racket for tennis and took lessons? 30, 31 maybe? And he said, you're a natural. I didn't know anything about, I needed to work on it though, but a natural athlete. So anyway, I just feel like the timing was right. I think it brought out the good. It revealed some of the ugly, and we're still seeing it right now. And but she continues to persevere. This team continues to persevere, and I get lessons from it. It really does speak to me. So let me just kind of look. So before I start looking at some of these comments that I want to read, I want to say this, and that is, this is about you and it's about me. I don't know what you have. If I told you my story, my upbringing, right, from the projects of the Bronx, right, when somebody would have looked at me back then and said, I don't know, is there any hope? Can she win? Because she's licked before she even started. April emailed me, sent me a direct message, actually, Hannah. But some people would have said, you coming up from the projects of the Bronx, some interesting situations from when I was young. But I was able to look my students in the face and say, listen, let me tell you a little bit about my story. And if I can persevere and make it, so can you. So let me just see what some of you guys are saying in the chat. Thank you for hanging out with me this late night. I have found out that folks don't go to bed early like me. I don't go to bed early. Y'all up late at night. Some people are early morning in Australia, Connecticut. We got people from all over the place. Late for some people, not so late for other people. All right. Wait, Freedom, did you give your good news? Oh, you're going to the game. You're going to the game. Make sure you take pictures, Freedom. Let me see. Me scrolling through here. Not looking good for Dallas. Glad Ashley Barker is okay. What are they going to do about DeJounte? What are they going to do? DeJounte pulling down Ashley Barker got me heated. It's just happening way too much. I didn't see this situation, but I have seen some things with DeJounte that I don't necessarily know are intentional, but I think she's out of control. She's reckless. And I think that you got to have to do something about it. I'm sorry, but just too many people are getting hurt. And then she got on social media and said, fans are saying that I'm doing stuff on purpose. And if you know me, you know that I'm always making a play on the ball and all that. Well, part of the game means you don't have a block. So don't just be jumping up and swinging wildly, rearing back both hands and arms and coming down on people. And until this league does something about it, it's going to, I don't know if it's going to change. Just saying. Reese is clowning her haters on X. She's so 23 years old. She is extremely young and acts like it. I know there's some news out about twerking or something, but I missed that. We got Sherry's a conservative also. All right. I hope Cunningham shows her what's what. What are the predictions for tomorrow's game? Anybody? Can they win? They don't have Stephanie White. They don't have Caitlin Clark. Sophie Cunningham back. Is Ari going to start or she's going to be that spark off the bench? Yes. Indiana is my third favorite NBA team. Tyrese is friends with CC and team. Yes. Seems like a really good guy. Supports the Fever. I'm just kind of scrolling through. Yes, indeed. Yes, a lot of you talking about DeJounte. Yeah, yes. I haven't followed the NBA in years. But when I saw Halliburton going to the Fever games, I decided to check them out and fell in love with the team. Mm-hmm. Oh, softball World Series. Shaq is rooting for OKC. I'm just scrolling through. Basil said they have done it in every series this postseason. Bucks got it, Cleveland got it, Knicks got it, and now OKC. That's just, I'm telling you, there's more here than meets the eye. I hope they win this thing, and then I hope the Fever defy all odds and do the same thing. That's what I hope. They were hoping. Now, of course, I'm a native New Yorker. People were hoping that since the Liberty had won in the 2024 WNBA season, that then the Knicks would come from behind, come and follow them and do the same thing. Bethany, honestly love your content. Please continue on. I never watched basketball before Caitlin Clark. I love the Indiana Fever, and I believe they will come out strong. I'm with you, Bethany. Yes, indeed. And about the Pacers, I think everyone on the team scores. I believe all starters were in double digits. It's not just one star. Good. Absolutely. Love to hear it. Everybody's talking about Dejanay Mustard. I don't think Dejanay has any supporters in this chat. All right, let's see. Indiana Fever will be influenced by the Pacers. And you notice how Kelsey talks about the Pacers. I just saw something where she was talking about them, said, I'm learning from them. She said, I'm learning from them. That message, and she said it today, the perseverance. Yes. Even when you turning the ball over like, woo. Yes. Yes, I will be praying for Stephanie. Okay, so Basil says, this is a leap too far. The Pacers are a team that is 2.5 years into its build. It's too soon to ask that of the Fever, especially when 65% of the team will not be on the team next year. Were we talk? I don't even know if I missed something ahead of that. Were we talking about a championship there? Kelly Marie says, we should win tomorrow. It's a home game for us. Every game is a home game. United Center, home of the Indiana Fever. It's going to be interesting. Of course, we played them the first game of the season. We had the little drama between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. And of course, Caitlin Clark is not playing. But then we had the little investigation. 5 games, so we can get 2 of them out of the way. All right. So the personal reasons, Austin will be the acting head coach. Yeah, I'm just scrolling down. Okay, let me see. Carrington. You know what? Before Caitlin Clark, nobody was talking about Dejanay Carrington. Yeah. Nathan says she's going to be in Mexico next. Wait, let me see this. Nathan said Carrington will be in Mexico next year. The league won't do or say anything this season, but you wait until the season is over. We might not hear her name again. Or maybe her poking Kennedy Carter in the eye. You know she's not going to poke Kennedy Carter in the eye. Okay. Just scrolling down. So anyway, like I said, Beautiful Afro, everyone on X is saying Chicago will win, even if CC were playing. I almost choked on my Pepsi after reading this graph. Anybody nervous? Is anybody nervous? My mom has grapes of wrath. Ha ha. Let me scroll. Let me see. I missed somebody over here. Okay, Freedom says, I'm taking pictures and videos at the game. Yes. I'm glad you decided to go, even though Caitlin won't be there. I think Ari will make it fun. She's got that pace. She's got that, she brought that faster pace. So, all right. Douglas said, the announcer made a joke about it. Said it's a good thing Barker wasn't wearing hair extensions. Should be fine. Really? Somebody said that? Was Barker hurt? Mark says CeCe's real legacy won't be stats, wins, and records. Thank you so much for that. And thank you also, Doug. I appreciate that. I just put up the video about what Dawn Staley said about her. She will be one of the best, she said. And just talks about her greatness. What's interesting with Dawn Staley said, she was like, Caitlin Clark is she's a big guard. She said she's a real six foot player. And I imagine she said that because they usually give you an inch or two. But part of Caitlin's passing is that she can pass over people. She can see better than see over people. And I thought about that. I'm like, okay, Caitlin's a 6-foot point guard. Cheryl Swoops is 6 feet, and she was small forward. So that's kind of an interesting. Pope says, you guys have to go look at Sue Bird's podcast, Bird's Eye View, and her hour-long interview of Kate Martin. Loved it. Just makes you like Kate Martin more and more every time you see something. Okay, that's interesting. I don't really watch Sue Bird's podcast, but I see some clips here and there. Fever by 10. You heard what Donna said. Fever by 10 in the game against Chicago. How many will Angel have in this game? How about Cardoso? Frida, I placed a bet on Angel Reese missing her first shot of the game. It's a trip that people actually do have some bets on that. Tiona, exactly. I said this morning that your talent is a gift from God. How you discipline yourself and develop your skills to use that talent for good is your gift back to God. You preach it. That is so true. To God be the glory. You do have to steward it well. What are you going to do with what you have? So important. Kat says, one of the guys, I think Chicks Dig Scars did such a great take on intentional fouls and how the players immediately shift attention to something else. If you watch the hair pull, she totally did that. Okay, I heard something like that on Ock Nation. I saw some of what he put out. I think it was today. He was talking about her. And he said that when somebody does something intentionally, they turn their attention to something else. Maybe both of them said that, but I heard Ock Nation say that. Oh man, I root for Chicago sports, but I just can't root for the Sky. Had they not drafted Angel, I'd probably be a Sky fan. Oh man, she turns away and tries to shift attention. I think sometimes she's just that out of control. We need to be 4-4 tomorrow. Yes. We are 3-4. Let's get to 4-4. Let's persevere through the adversity. You can't change your circumstances, but you can respond to it. That's what we saw from the Pacers last night. And I believe the Indiana Fever can bring it in Chicago. I want to see a win. We know people say there's no rivalry. There's no rivalry, but every Fever fan wants to beat Chicago, and every Chicago fan wants to beat the Fever. We know it's true. It's not a real rivalry because they don't compare Caitlin and Angel, but it's some serious stuff. Caitlin is still out. I don't know what is the deal. Anybody know about Sophie? Is she in? Is she out? I don't know. I know that Sid seems to be good, but I have no idea what's up with Sophie. They have to play fast pace. I agree. Yes, not nervous. The Fever will do it. We need to go on a win streak. Not nervous. We got more. Not nervous, Donna said. Not nervous. Shaylin, I think they'll get this win tomorrow, especially with Ari. Yeah, I was so impressed with this young lady who was just showed up the day before. She's in survival mode. She said, I got to eat. I got to buy groceries. That's what she said. So she said, it's really an audition for this team to keep me or for some other team to pick me up. I hope they don't let her go, which means, as we talked about in our members live last night, somebody else would have to go. And will Fever start Ari tomorrow? I said I would if I were coaching, I think. But some people don't think that's going to happen. I'm guessing Sydney will get the start, but Ari will come in. Ari will come in and bring a spark. That's my guess. Although I would just start off with Ari, but I don't know. You might just kind of want the vet to get in there first, just for morale. I don't know. I may need to fast tomorrow. The towel's right here. I'll make sure I have it in the living room tomorrow. Tomorrow's game is not till 7:00 Central. We've been missing the spark on the team. Ari is the perfect backup for CC. I agree. How did we miss her to begin with? When they waived her, I guess we couldn't have grabbed her up without the hardship. So there's that. Not nervous. The vets can handle it. Go Fever, DJ said. All right. Freedom, maybe you could get Caitlin's autograph or her sneakers. All right. I got nothing to be nervous about. I'm more worried about that, about what sign you're going to carry a sign in there. Of course, you know what? This is the thing when you're a Fever fan. I remember being a Houston Comets fan going into Madison Square Garden where the Liberty used to play before they moved to Barclays Center. I'm a New York. I'm not a New York fan. I'm a Houston Comets fan. And you know, New Yorkers. And I went in there. But when you're a fan of the Indiana Fever, every game is a home game. So you're going to have lots of people who are going to be rooting for them. JS says, hope Timpson gets in the game. If not now, I've got to believe that with Dantas leaving for 4 games, I got to believe she's going to have an opportunity to get in there. I'm looking forward to it. John says he ain't nervous. Nervous? What's nervous? Come on now. Oh. Adrienne, how would it work if Fever wanted to keep McDonald? Is that possible? Okay, so somebody on X asked this of Scott Agnes, and he said that she would have to, said something that unless they cut another player, then she would have to be gone for 10 days, and then they would have to bring her back. Because remember, they can add another player. Like in July, is it? They can add another player, somewhere like that. So he said they would have to let her go for like 10 days or something and bring her back unless the Fever cuts a player, which I think the consensus is that they should. And you guys know who people want to see go, right? Will there be 20 me bounds? If Angel has a good game, she won't have a double-double. She's going to want to ball out. So when the pressure comes, because she's going to want to ball out, is she going to play under control? Or is she going to be just trying to do all kind of stuff? How hard would it be for Adrienne to watch Sue Bird for an hour? She would be itching more than when basketball is bad. Probably so. And especially if she's with Megan Rapinoe, she really makes me itch. Yeah, Cardoso is going to be, she's not going yet. She's going to be leaving when Dantas is going to be leaving. I hope that Kelsey Mitchell perseveres. That's the word for this time. Yes, I think it was Agnishan. All right, so Aunt B is in the house. Thank you. Glad you're here. I'd like to see, I mean, I'm not terribly upset by Angel. Sophie not playing on Saturday. I think people have put Angel in a bad position because they have wanted to see her try to outdo Caitlin. And that was asking more of her than she was ready to produce. But of course, some things she said didn't help her case any. Kelly Marie, thank you. Thank you so much. Kyle, would love to see Timpson get some minutes. We shall see. If not now, I'm hoping soon. I did a video on that, although I know some people disagree with my perspective, but Dantas is not going overseas. She's going down south. She's going to play with her country. All right. We all pumped up for tomorrow's game. Yes, we are. We haven't had a game since Tuesday. We are ready. So hopefully they were able to get a lot done. In the meantime, what happened if Dantas gets hurt in Brazil? Occupational hazard, unfortunately. Yes, Turner is not protected. Now, let me ask you guys this question. As this team continues to persevere, let me ask you this question. If you had thinking about the personnel, I'm talking about on this main channel. Those of you who are on the second channel, if you're not a part of the main channel, you probably be like, what is all this basketball talk? But it's a microcosm of society. So if you're the Fever organization, you know the personnel, you know who's on the team, and you had an opportunity to keep Ari. Who are you releasing? Are you releasing Turner? Or are you releasing Sid Colson? Okay, Shaylin was ahead of me. She already read my mind. She said Turner and Colson aren't protected. I would keep Ari and Colson and waive Turner. I'm seeing a lot of Turner. I'm getting rid of Turner, releasing Turner. But Turner is not, Turner's not a point guard. So you would have Caitlin, Colson, and Ari in that point guard position. Isn't that a lot? Turner doesn't bring anything to the offense, Shaylin said, but Turner wasn't brought in to bring anything really to the offense, right? Wasn't she brought in for rebounding and defensive purposes? I don't see anything. When I watch Turner play, I think she looks nervous and she looks like a scarecrow. She looks to me like she's just nervous, but maybe that's just the way she is. But Colson does have leadership ability. Okay. Now you've got 3 point guards, though. She can't play basketball. Tina says she can't play basketball. Somebody said Bonner? I wouldn't let go of Bonner. But CC not panning out. Huh? The Caitlin Clark? Turner can't hit the side of a barn with a stick. Oh, man. Bonner looks that way a lot, too. Yeah, I would keep Bonner, though. Ari did more defensively than Turner. Yeah, for sure. But I'm saying Turner, you're going to have Caitlin, Colson, and Ari. Colson will then not get many minutes at all, but I don't have a problem with getting rid of Turner, except then you lose that rebounding. So defense and rebounding, like Leslie said. So she wasn't really brought in to put up a lot of points in the same way that Sydney Colson wasn't brought in to put up a lot of points either. You need a point, Miss Ross. Turner ain't playing or did nothing. Timpson is her play better than Boston and all Fever bigs. Real talk. Timpson? Turner's afraid of Fever fans. Jeffrey said, I'm just kidding. All right, Turner's lost out there. It's okay to have 3 point guard. Okay, 3 point guards. No way Bonner is going anywhere. Your Bonner's not going anywhere. It's okay to have 3 point guards. Well, that was one of the reasons why we said we wanted to get rid of Bree Hall, because we said they had too many guards. And we didn't know everybody was going to get hurt. So many people were going to get hurt. Oh, she can't hit an ocean with the rock, Carol said. And of course, that is what Kelsey Mitchell said about herself at one point. Reese is not Dennis Rodman. Rodman can make layups even today. Yeah, I did the video on her making only 31% of her layups. Okay, Donna said, wait a minute, what about Howard? I have questions about Howard. Yeah, lots of people have questions about Howard. Oh, April G is in the house. We already were talking about you, April G. We were already talking about you. Hello. We were just having a nice late night chat about perseverance, because what we saw from the Pacers, perseverance galore, losing all game until the last point of the game. You go up with 0.3 to go because you refuse to quit. Give Turner's minutes to KK. Turner is an activist. She plays like one. I'm not sure what activist playing looks like. I mean, LeBron James is an activist, and he doesn't play like that. A lot of people. Now, let me ask you guys, let's get real. Is the dump Turner, is it purely a basketball decision or opinion you have, or are you feeling that way because of the activism? El Profesor. Hola. Yeah, I didn't know that I was about to do this. April G. Chip and Sherry Farm, Hobby Farm says April G. Is it a basketball decision or what? Okay, Sandy said both. Eric says basketball. I about fell out of my chair laughing. Dump turn both. Mine is both. She hasn't really been a problem on the as far as the activism. She seems very quiet otherwise, but basketball, purely basketball. Bob Paranoiac says both. Basketball. This is better than TV any day. I don't know about her activism, Elsie said. So it's just a basketball decision. She looks lost. She does. Thank you, El Profesor, for the super sticker. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's she does look lost. And here's the thing, it's hard. It's hard to keep a rhythm when you're not getting a lot of minutes or get a rhythm. But when you get out there, you got to make the most of it. Isn't that what Ari did? Ari said, I'm making the most of my minutes, y'all. They done call me from home. I've been home just working out in the gym, hoping somebody would call me, watching television, looking at these teams, looking at Dallas, looking at Connecticut, looking at the Fever. And they called me up. I'm ready. Pack my bags. Let's go. On the plane, watching film. If she was the activist she is and balling out, I keep her, Eric Jones said. But he said, you activist and you not balling out? Kevin says, what is a super sticker? You should have a dollar sign somewhere and you click the dollar sign and it allows you to donate for the growth of the channel. And I appreciate that. And for those of you who don't know, I am streaming on both channels, which I am doing because I was talking about perseverance and not just basketball. But, we rolling with the basketball. So is White showing up for the game tomorrow? What? Any news on that? Listen, April, I didn't even know. I got in the chat and I found out. And I said, well, that fits with perseverance because all the adversity. They said that Austin Christmas is running the show tomorrow. I wonder if we'll find out what's going on. So, Kevin, I hope I answered your question about the super sticker. Prodigal, great to see you too. Hunger mode. You got that right, Eric. She said, I got to have groceries. Like she didn't even front. And she made it clear. Hey, I'm available. If this team wants me, great. If this team won't keep me, I got to do what I got to do. But she was defensively. She is, I read this. She is in the top 10 in taking charges. And she's only played one game and took 2 charges. And she's in the top 10. She just sacrificed her body. Bonner was complaining at one point because she was hacked or she felt like she was hacked. And while she was complaining, Ari gets in there, gets the steal, feeds it to Bonner, who's standing there because she was standing there complaining and ended up with the 2 points. Ari said, that's okay. That's one of my 5 assists. 5 assists, 7 points, 0 turnovers. JSB, that was fake. Stephen A. Smith didn't know it was fake before he commented on it when he was asked about it, but that was not true. From what I heard, that was a fake, and they fell for it. That's the thing with the internet these days. You just don't know. It's like I just put out again with a new fake TikTok impersonating me, right? A lot of people are in the comments thinking they're talking to me. So I got to put these things across my face now until I get this one taken care of again. I'm trying to, in my son's name, Brian, forever 26, MVA in 201. I'm having trouble understanding that, Aunt B. MVA. Help me understand that. And thank you so much for the donation, all of your support. As of a few hours ago, Stephanie White is out tomorrow. Yeah. And the thing about it is it's 3 hours away, right? So assuming she's in Indiana, 3 hours away, I guess she could, but yeah, I have no idea. Have Caitlin coach. Caitlin is coaching already. So El Profesor says it's an animated super chat. Basketball coaches can miss games. Yeah. Especially when you have family situations. Beautiful Afro woman. Okay, everyone, time to watch my favorite show, Seinfeld reruns. My twins love this show. They are so cute, laughing together like this. Bye, Adrienne, Kelly Marie, everyone else. Bye, beautiful. Thank you for hanging out. Was McDonald really at McDonald's when she got the call? Are you serious? Is that the rumor there? Is that the rumor? Let me see. I'm trying to see. Oh, is that a motor vehicle accident, Aunt B? In 2019, your son Brian? I'm so sorry. I wasn't recognizing what MVA means, so I plugged it in and that's what came up. Yes, I'm seeing people are saying condolences. I'm so very sorry for your loss. And I echo that. Aunt B, I echo that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Elsie, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate that. Mm-mm. Well, I don't know. A lot of people started off the chat talking about Dejanay, and I don't know what they're gonna do about Dejanay, but they gotta do something. Freedom says there's a player I'm keeping my eye on. Yes, Lexi Hell. I saw some of that game last night. And that was the game. I was really wanting Golden State Valkyries to pull that off last night. I mean, they came back, that's the difference between a new team and a team that is clicking, right? Even though Phoenix has had adversity, but Satu Sabali came up big, but Lexi Held came up big. She had the biggest smile on her face. Valkyries were thinking, man, we might be able to pull this out. And I wanted them to pull it out, and they just couldn't get it done. And those are the growing pains, right, of expansion teams. And one thing I want to see the Indiana Fever do too, because they won every quarter of the last game against the Mystics, except for the fourth quarter, where they blew a lead, right? When you start having that killer instinct, you put their lights out. You go into another level. I know it's a game of runs, and it is, but in the fourth quarter, you give the opposition no reason to believe. We saw it last night with the Pacers. The Pacers just chipped, and then next thing you know, OKC did not have the killer instinct. I really think Mitchell is having an issue with her fingers shooting the ball. Yeah, and it's so sad when you hear her say that China didn't do anything to help her. Thank you, Lisa, for reporting TikTok again. This is a new one. This is a whole new one. The other one looks like I beat that one. And then this one, and they only have a few videos up, so they just started. So I hate that I have to do that, put that stuff across my face and all that, but I got to fight back. All right. Yeah, it is close to midnight here also. Jeffrey, thank you. Ari took a box lunch on the bus today. It's funny when you see these players, they're always walking with food. You saw KK walking, she's got a styrofoam with food in it. She's got a bag of chips. Yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing more condolences on me. I'm so sorry. I can't even imagine. So very sorry. Lots of people are in the chat saying the same thing. Yeah, God bless you, Aunt B. That's terrible. Those are the things that make me sigh because I don't have words for them. I just hurt my heart. Sorry about that. El Profesor, did you watch any of the Dallas versus Sparks game? Yeah, we were talking about, I didn't watch any of it. But people were talking about in the chat about her pulling the hair. My goodness. Woo! I'm gonna go watch the video of that. Super sticker, Kevin Reynolds. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you so much. All right. Well, everybody, I just appreciate you. Oh, yeah, let me get this from April because it's so the fact that the WNBA is allegedly dismissing fines for flagrant foul is crazy. And Dejanay said they're getting rescinded. Why? Likely the old TikToker opened a new account. I wonder, right? That one had 33,000. And that one got, and so the new one is up, and that one has 37. Period. Just 37. Maybe they did open a new account. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's seriously annoying. And I didn't go over there for a few days because I can't stand going over there. But I guess I'll just have to have words across my face for a while. But no, I did the same legal thing that I did with the first one. So, and when I say that, I mean, you have to show them like government issued ID. And it's a deeper thing than just reporting it. Because every time I report these things, I get a message back after a while that says, no violation found. I'm like, what do you mean no violation found? I'm me and that's not me. But then they have a deeper level now where you show you got to attest, like legally attest that you're who you say you are. And it was after I did that and started covering my face too, that the other one disappeared. But now this one is up. And then there's the fan one. And I've asked, I got to go after that one too. I know she's not pretending she's me, but it's all my content and only my content. So I kind of got to backtrack. Oh, thank you, April G. Back at you. Back at you. Let me say this. Let me mimic Caitlin Clark to Aaliyah Boston, April G. You're gonna be amazing because you are amazing. Okay? You are amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that and appreciate you always supporting. So many of you are just so faithful in your just so cool and so good to me, and I appreciate it. Yeah, the no violation thing is crazy, and that's from YouTube. It's just like no violation. But when I did the harder, these people are the time that they take to be grimy, they could be doing something constructive, you know. But anyway, when you average as many flagrant fouls as blocks, you have a problem. Like I said, some of it I think is just she's just out of control. She just plays out of control, and you can't be swinging all wildly at people, and pulling stuff, and all this other stuff. Okay, is this going to be an every Friday thing? I don't think so. I intended to do this earlier today, but the day didn't work that way. With my plans being changed, the tornado warnings, and then other stuff I was dealing with, and I was like, you know what? Let's do it. They probably are in the chat. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the chat, but I'm coming after y'all. Okay. Yes. On B says, thank y'all. You all. I appreciate you. God bless you. Don't show your birth certificate. Well, everybody knows I was born. It doesn't have that's a good point, but it doesn't have any like other information. It doesn't do like social security number or nothing like that. It just has my mommy and daddy's name and where I was born. But everybody already knows where I was born. But no, it's a good point. But you notice I did not hold up my driver's license. Oh, I'm doing all the work, and these people just being thieves. Okay, everybody. So I'm going to end you again with this. I just say that sports are a microcosm of society. The perseverance is so important. I saw that with the Pacers. I haven't watched them in years. And to see them come back when people were like, there's no way, it's impossible, time to clear your bench. And they said, absolutely not. This game is 48 minutes, not 48 minus 0.3 minutes. and they won this game, stole one on OKC's home court. And I say the Indiana Fever, with the adversity that team is going through, hey, they also can turn this thing around. We will see how that goes. Shaylin, thank you so much. I might as well, because I'm usually awake, right? But yeah, and the same thing goes to us. We have to persevere, right? Like I said, if I told you guys some of my stories, you'd say, wow, God is good. And here we are. I love your word of the day. Thank you so much, Kat. Appreciate that. That's over on the second channel, Adrienne Ross Squared, where I am squaring off from A to Z. And I know some of you are watching over there. I don't know how many. I think most people are over here. But thank you. Thank you for this like impromptu. Let's do it. Perseverancia. Perseverancia. This thing is moving fast. Perseverancia. Very good. Not many gave the Pacers a chance, but the Pacers said, hey, just like Atticus Finch in To Kill a Mockingbird, it's when you know you're licked before you begin, but you begin anyway, and you see it through no matter what. You rarely win, but sometimes you do. He was talking about courage, but it applies to perseverance. And I will answer this question as the final one, and that is, will you be live tomorrow during the game? God willing, I intend to be there with bells and whistles on, and I hope you'll be there with me right here on the Adrienne Ross Show. So for those at the Adrienne Ross Show and those over on Adrienne Ross Square, appreciate you so much. Have a wonderful night. I'll catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly. Appreciate you.